The Pokemon market is in a weird place right now because we're still in a boom, prices are still going up, but people are slowly growing fatigued of it and it feels like there isn't much investment opportunity out there. But where people aren't looking, there is often really good investment opportunities. And in today's video, I want to cover off one area that I think people are blindly not looking at that you should be looking at. Let's get straight into it. Hey guys, my name is Thomas and you're watching Pokemonster. I collect, invest, I vend, and I recently started a very small Pokemon business. Now in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about Pokemon investing because I haven't done one of these videos in a long time. Before I get to that, I just want to say happy Black Ball and White Flare release weekend. Hopefully you guys all get some good pulls from it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think is the best pickup to make right now, both on the English side and the Japanese side. And if you do enjoy this content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now going back to the topic of today's video, it feels like prices have stabilized on Ultra Modern, although they are still going up slightly. So we've been in some sort of a boom situation for the last 9, 10, 11 months, ever since Surging Sparks, which kind of kickstarted everything. We've had Prismatic Evolutions, Journey Together, Destined Rivals, and we've obviously had some Japanese sets as well. So it's been a very interesting time in the market, but it has also been unprecedented because Destined Rivals booster boxes right now are going for a grand £250 in the UK. And we've never seen a booster box released that high before, above MSRP. So it feels like it's very hard to invest in these products unless you're willing to hold on for a very long time at the moment. But it does seem like the prices on Ultra Modern have also stabilized. So Sword and Shield had a big pump in the last few months, but it's sort of stabilized. The best example of that is obviously Fusion Strike, which basically went up all the way to 850-ish bucks and £550. Now in the UK, at least, it's sort of come down to £500 and it's sort of stabilized around that price. Lost Origin is slowly going up to hit just around that price as well. And it seems like a lot of the growth has moved from modern sealed into singles more and older sealed product. So by that, I'm talking about the Sun and Moon tag team boxes. On the English side, you can see Team Up, which has basically been selling for 5, 6, 7,000 bucks. You can see the top chase in that set being the Lovebirds, which has been going for about 8,000 bucks in a PSA 10. And last night there was a last sold for 13,500. Now there's no guarantee that that's been paid. And more widely, we've been seeing some crazy growth on Ponchos and Gold Stars specifically. So it does seem like there's been a shift from ultra modern sealed stuff into older sealed modern, like for example the XY Phantom Forces booster box and older singles cards. In today's video, I want to talk about something that I think no one is looking at, and that is Japanese Sun and Moon tag team booster boxes. Now I know that by mentioning the word Japanese, a lot of you will click off already. But if you're interested in knowing why this is an opportunity, make sure you keep listening because I'm going to talk you through why I think it's worth looking at it. So as I've said, the Sun and Moon tag team English booster boxes have more than doubled in the last year. You look at Unbroken Bonds and Unified Minds both being 1,500 bucks or over 2K US dollars. And you look at Team Up, which I just mentioned, as well as Cosmic Eclipse, which is now like £2,200. These are very high prices, and I'm not disputing whether or not those prices are warranted or not. But if you compare it to the Japanese equivalent, which is the Japanese Sun and Moon tag teams sealed boxes, those ones haven't really moved up a lot. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice, and also I own quite a few of these Japanese Sun and Moon boxes and I am still looking to buy them at the moment. So what are the Japanese Sun and Moon tag team sets that we're talking about? I'm not talking about Tag Bolt or Dream League today. So Tag Bolt is the Japanese equivalent of Team Up and it's about £900, and Dream League is about £440, and that's like one of the good sides of Cosmic Eclipse because, as you guys know, English booster boxes combine multiple Japanese sets. Every set other than Tag Team All-Stars, Tag Bolt, and Dream League is basically around the £150 to £250 mark. Unified Minds is about £1,500 now, but Miracle Twin, which is like the best side of Unified Minds, is about £250, which is close to 7 times less than that, and that just doesn't feel right to me. I'll get back to that a bit later into why, because there's more reasons than just that. Also, Knight Unison, which is part of Unified Minds, I think, is £170. I bought one 2 days ago for that. You've got Altered Genesis, which is again one of the good sets that goes into Cosmic Eclipse. On auction, one ended for £164, which is just crazy to me. First reason why I think that these boxes should be worth more than they currently are is because inherently they have better set lists than the English counterparts. What do I mean by that? You look at the Tag Team Power Tint, you look at the Pikarom, you look at the Reshizard, you look at the Mew and Mewtwo, you look at the Giratina and Garchomp, the Lucario and Melmetal. All of these alt arts have been taken out from the English sets and been made as tin promos. Now those tin promos are suddenly stonking now, which is great for them. But the best thing about these Japanese booster boxes is that you can find these alt arts within the sets. A lot of these alt arts have actually been going up on the Japanese side without the sealed catching up. These singles within the sets are going up, but the sealed is not moving. So the Japanese set lists are inherently better than the English counterparts, yet they remain stagnant compared to the English counterparts, which have gone up. To me, that seems like the Japanese is primed to have a little bit of growth coming up. The 4 or 5 sets that I think are good pickups within that 150 to 250 range in Japanese are Full Metal Wall, Knight Unison, Altered Genesis, Remix Belt, not so much, but it's still within that range. Most importantly to me is Miracle Twin. So let's take a look at the set lists of these sets a little bit. If you look at Miracle Twin, the big headline is that it contains the Mew and Mewtwo alt art, which is a very iconic alt art drawn by Sui, where you've got the Mew and Mewtwo together. Now the tin promo in English is now going for £1,300, but don't forget the Japanese is still worth a decent amount of money. I think it's between £850 to £1,100, and you can get that from a box which costs £250. Not only that, that Miracle Twin set also still has the Slowpoke and Psyduck alt art, as well as the Mega Sableye and Tyranitar, and it also has the Misty's Tears. So when you add all of these amazing singles in a set together, it doesn't make sense to me that the box is only £255. Taking another example, let's look at Knight Unison. Now the box art on it is just the Greninja and Zoroark, which itself in a PSA 10 is now going for about £350. But the big one that people might not know is that the Gardevoir and Sylveon alt art you can find in this set. And that is the big money chase card that you get. And that one is about £700. Now it's not all about the big alt art chases. We have to remember that tag teams as a whole are going up now. So in these Japanese sets, you'll be able to pull the regular GX version of the tag teams, the full art version and the rainbow version on top. And each of these holds a decent amount of money in a PSA 10. Not crazy amount, but like sub 3 figures, like 50 to 70 pounds for the regular tag teams, over 100 pounds or around 100 pounds for the full arts, and around that area for the rainbows. So you add all of these up, and then you look at the box price for Knight Unison, and it's only 170 pounds. That just doesn't make sense to me, man. Purely looking at the set lists and what you can find, I highly recommend you guys have a look at what these Japanese sets contain, because I think you'll be surprised. Similarly with GG End, it's not just the Raichu and Raichu that you can pull, which is part of Unified Minds in English. You can also pull the Giratina and Garchomp alt art from the booster box. The Japanese sets are actually better than the English counterparts, and the cards within the Japanese set have gone up, yet the box price is still sort of stable. The other big point that I want to make in respect of all of these boxes is supply. Now, as you guys know, these are not your ultra modern boxes. These are Sun and Moon boxes, so they're about 6 years old, coming up to 7 years old. Have a look for Knight Unison booster boxes on eBay right now. Have a look for Miracle Twin booster boxes on eBay or Altered Genesis, and you honestly won't find that many for a cheap price or that many available at all. I had a little search this morning, and Knight Unison, there are currently only 2 booster boxes available at current prices on eBay, and Miracle Twin there's about 4 or 5 boxes. So there really isn't much supply on the market right now at these prices. Now, that's not to say that once the prices go up, that more might not flood onto the market, because obviously there's a few people, or there's a lot of collectors around the world who are still holding these boxes and waiting for them to go up, right? But just observing objectively on how much supply there is on the market, there really isn't that much. So these tag team sets, man, they have some amazing cards in them, some that you can't pull on the English side. They're rare and they're slowly running out of supply. They've got amazing box art. They're all drawn by the legendary Mitsuhiro Arita and they're collectible items. So for those boxes that sit between the 150 to 250 pound range, it just doesn't make sense to me. And like, it's not like we don't have prior or previous of Japanese booster boxes going for more than that, right? I mean, even with Tag Ball, you can see it's 900 pounds now. As time continues to go on, I'm pretty confident that these will continue to go up. There's one last little quirk or point that I didn't mention, which is like the commons and holos. Don't underestimate the commons and holos that you can pull in these sets. The best example I'm going to give is Double Blaze, which is the Japanese equivalent of Unbroken Bonds, and it contains the Reshiram Charizard alt art. That set contains a really cool Gengar, which graded in a PSA 10 goes for about 50 pounds. And it contains a very cute Snorlax holo, which has been going for about 80 to 100 pounds. And the thing is, these aren't hard cards to grade because Sun and Moon quality control on the Japanese side is very good. So as long as you don't get OC cards, you should be in with a very good chance at getting PSA 10s for those cards as well. So there's tons of little components to me that mean that the current prices of these boxes don't make sense. But what do you think? You let me know. Am I just going completely off on a tangent? I just thought I'd talk about something slightly different today because everyone always talks about, Destined Rivals, Fusion Strike, Sword and Shield. I just wanted to throw out some different ideas. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that comment, like, and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.